Hey guys, Silver Seeker here with another brand new video, guys, and today what we're talking about is the Standing Liberty Quarter. There were actually three types of Standing Liberty Quarter, but most people only know of two. I'm going to explain to you the differences between the three primary types. Now, this is not including mint errors or things like that. This is just including the three primary types of your Standing Liberty Quarter. First produced in 1916, the Standing Liberty Quarter, actually on the reverse of the coin, featured an eagle that was much lower to the ground, as opposed to the Type 2, where the eagle had been lifted off the ground with some stars put beneath it. On top of that, in 1916 and 17 Type 1, the Lady Liberty had an exposed breast, whereas on the Type 2, the breast was covered. That's the difference between the Type 2 and the Type 1, and we're going to go ahead and show you the difference. So this, under the scope, is a Type 2. Now, it's hard to tell that her breast is actually covered here, but if you look around the shoulder and stuff, you can actually see that she is wearing chainmail, and the only reason that this breast looks exposed is because the wear on the coin has actually worn down the chainmail just slightly. But she is actually covered in chainmail here. Now her head also changed a little bit on this design from the Type 1. And then on the reverse, you can see that the eagle is flying above 3 stars on the coin. Now ignore the big black streak along the back of this. But you can see that the eagle is actually flying above 3 stars. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look. I have a very nice 1917 Type 1, and we'll take a look at it under a scope here. In fact, I will gently pull this out, but this is about an AU plus, and I don't want to damage it. This is for my collection. So let's see if we can get her in here with it. Now take a look at the difference in the head. You can see that the outside, ooh, I don't want to touch these. Outside of the fact that the head is more refined, you can see it's smaller. The hair doesn't flow in the same way. Now looking at the breast, you can see that on the Type 1, she has a fully exposed breast. In fact, you can even see that there's a little nipple showing there as well. So there's a fully exposed breast in the Type 1. Now on the reverse, we spoke about, let's flip this over. Again, I'm trying to be super gentle since I actually have this. I only have this out of its holder to show you guys. I'm going to put it back in its holder afterwards. Flipping it over to the reverse, you can see that the eagle is much lower to the ground. When this coin was actually first reviewed by, I forget the guy's name, but anyway, he said that it looked like the eagle was getting ready to land, and that's why he didn't like about it. So they actually changed the design to where in the Type 2, as you can see, and again, I don't have a 17 Type 2, but this is a the same as the this is a same as the 17 Type 2. You can see the eagle is now above the flying 3 stars. So that's the two primary examples. Now, the difference between Type 2 and Type 3 can also be seen between a 1 and a Type 3. On a Type 2 and a Type 1, you can see that, kind of like the Buffalo Nickel that we just spoke of in the last video, you can see that the 1917 is on a raised surface. And because of that, the date wears off of the coin pretty quickly on the Type 1 and the Type 2. Now this was changed in, I believe, 1925, where they actually changed it to a indented surface, if you will. So we'll take a look, see how it's actually lowered into the pedestal now. And this means that the date is going to last a lot longer on the coin because it's not sticking out. So this is actually a Type 3 coin and not a Type 2, but it has all the characteristics of a Type 2, the changed head, the covered breast, and then the stars. And then obviously the difference between the Type 2 and Type 3 is the indentation for where the date is. So try and get these two bad boys under the scope. In fact, let's go ahead and just zoom out so we can look at them both. And I will focus this out for you guys. There we go. Perfection. So you have it, guys. There is a Type 1 and a Type 2, or Type 3 actually, side by side. So you can see the differences there. And then flipping over to the reverse. Oh, man, I keep clanking this up. I'm going to put a nick on it. I'm not going to be happy, but I want to show you guys the video. So, and there is the reverse. So again, the stars are missing on the Type 1, and the eagle is raised up so it doesn't look so much like it's going to land. You can see E pluribus unum comes farther down into the eagle's wings because of the raised eagle. See how the wing hits, the last wing tip hits the A, and on this one, the second to the last one hits the A. Just A lot of different changes to the back between the 1 and the 2. But you can also see here like the stars on the edge. There's 5 stars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 stars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars here. So you got 5, 5, and 3. There's your 13 stars. And on this one you have 6 and 7 for 13. So the 13 stars are on the edge, whereas here it's split between the 2 edges and under the eagle. So there you have it, guys. That's the difference between the Standing Liberty Type 1, 2, and 3. So if you're ever wondering, now you know. Thanks for joining us. Check us out at coolstacks.com. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you in the very next video.